News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
The right formula for wolves. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Thursday, May 14th, 2015. It's cloudy outside. We've had some overnight rain. We have 42 degrees in Missoula right now. And our newscast this morning sponsored by Dr. Troy Doxey and the friendly team at Chiropractic Works, where they're dedicated to chiropractic solutions. Call 728-0222. Montana wildlife officials think they've hit on the right formula in regulating the state's wolf hunting and trapping season. Fish, Wildlife, and Parks officials are seeking no changes to the regulations in place after experimenting with different quotas and season dates in previous years. They also want to stick to the limit of 100 wolves total that landowners can kill because of potential threats. The Fish and Wildlife Commission will take up the 2014-2015 regulations when it meets today. FWP's Ron Osheim says agency officials are still learning from past seasons but are closer to where they should be in wolf management. The state's wolf population has dropped to at least 554 from a total of 653 in 2011. Landowner complaints and livestock losses are also down. Missoula City Fire Department responded to a structure fire at 123 West Kent early yesterday morning. Emergency personnel arrived on the scene about 1:40 a.m. The fire originated outside and had already climbed the vinyl siding of the single-story home and into the attic. Fire investigator Charles Talbot has more.
Part of the back wall was on fire, and like I said, the attic space was on fire, so the crews had to extinguish the fire outside, cut a hole in the gable side, and then pull ceiling on the inside to completely extinguish the fire.
The homeowner was not in the structure when the fire broke out. Crews took about 15 minutes to completely snuff the blaze, and Talbot was called in to investigate about 2 a.m.
I would say at least $50,000 is what it'll take to fix it. The home was not occupied at the time of the fire. It was just bought and is kind of undergoing some renovations in the kitchen area and stuff, so the homeowner was not home at the time of the fire.
The cause still under investigation. The Choteau County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a Michigan couple reported being assaulted and left unconscious in the Bear Paw Mountains in north-central Montana. Deputy Dennis Hale told KOJM Radio in Havre that an area resident picked up the hitchhiking couple on May 6th. They say the driver took them to the mountains, beat them up, and stole all of their possessions. Hale says a rancher found the couple about 5 o'clock May 7th. Both were taken to the hospital in Havre, and the man was flown to Great Falls for treatment of head injuries. Hale said both have since been released and are staying in the area while the case is being investigated. Montana travel is about to undergo a big overhaul after a new bill becomes law on July 1st. Right now, companies like Uber are investigating to see whether or not the Big Sky State is a good fit. Montana Uber spokesperson Kate Downen has more.
This bill signed by Governor Bullock last week, it's SB 396. What it does is it opens up new opportunities for taxi companies while also providing a clear framework for TNCs, that's a transportation network company like Uber, in Montana. What's happening now is Uber is applying for a Class E license with the PSC.
According to Downen, Uber is looking for drivers in Montana and says that applicants have to clear a background check and own a vehicle that's at least 2005 or newer. If Uber starts here, a ride home might be as near as your cell phone.
Uber is a technology platform. It connects riders and drivers in real time to safe, reliable, and hassle-free rides through their smartphones. It's an app that allows you to request a ride at the push of a button. You know, you could be downtown Missoula, pull up your app, push the button, and in a matter of minutes, you'd have a safe, reliable ride waiting for you outside.
The Public Service Commission says they won't be able to handle Uber's Class E license request until July. The earliest possible start date, probably sometime in September. A jury has convicted a Billings man of hiding a camera at his ex-girlfriend's shower. The Billings Gazette reports jurors deliberated for about 2 hours Tuesday before convicting 42-year-old Terrell Stoltz of felony stalking and misdemeanor surreptitious visual observation or recordation. Stoltz says he's installed the camera to keep an eye on chickens he was cleaning in the bathtub and forgot to remove it when he was done. An Associated Press report we featured yesterday inferred that the state of Montana wanted to hire 5 people to help manage sage grouse with a total salary of $500,000. Well, KGVO News spoke with State Budget Director Dan Villa yesterday, who said the program is part of a new law passed by the legislature to help keep the sage grouse off the endangered species list. Villa said there are two parts of that plan.
One is for folks to manage the program and work with our partner states and the federal government to ensure that the plan we're implementing prevents the bird from being listed and prevents the harm to our agriculture and natural resource industries.
Villa says the $10 million mentioned in the AP story is actually the total budget for preserving the habitat for the sage grouse.
The $10 million is to go out and make sure that we are able to preserve the lands that these birds are on while working with the natural resource industries and the agriculture industries to make sure that they have sufficient breeding ground and habitat.
I also spoke with Ron Oshheim with Fish, Wildlife and Parks, who said the state must have a plan in place by June 30th, or quoting here, there's a good chance the bird is going to get listed, end quote. A BLM plan for 2.4 million federal acres in northern Montana has been modified to classify 5,000 additional acres as, quote, land with wilderness characteristics, end quote. The Billings Gazette reports the BLM has altered the Highline District Resource Management Plan after the Montana Wilderness Association lobbied for areas the agency had missed in its initial inventory. University of Montana's 118th commencement ceremony will kick off Saturday as graduating students wrap up finals week in Missoula. Vice President for Integrated Communications Peggy Coor has more.
The overall ceremony is in the Washington Grizzly Stadium. It's at 10 o'clock, and we are telling people at this point it's rain or shine. We have a special speaker. This year's commencement speaker is Ambassador Max Baucus. We will also be awarding honorary doctorates to Salish Elder Lewis Adams.
Coor says over 3,000 undergraduate and graduate students will be receiving their degrees this weekend.
There's park and ride available. There are a couple of locations where people can park and come on into campus near Lewis and Clark Villages, which is near the golf course. There will be a couple of stops there where people can park, and Dornblazer as well. And the stadium itself, I believe, is opening at 8. The ceremony, however, is until 10.
The parking is also available at the Comfort Inn. I spoke with Coor also yesterday, and she said in case of lightning or strong winds, they will move the ceremony inside the Adams Center, unfortunately a much smaller space. So try to make things work during commencement. We're just hoping that it doesn't rain during commencement. By the way, Max Baucus will be the speaker. News Talk time now, 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Mostly cloudy skies with a chance of showers and a slight chance of a thunderstorm. Highs will top out in the upper 60s. Showers likely this evening, mostly cloudy, lows in the mid-40s. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.